sectors. The lockdowns forced thousands of nurseries to shut their doors, except for children of essential workers. Nurseries often rely on parent fees for funding. Without that money, many say they'll never be able to reopen. You'll be well aware on this programme every night the voices of the crisis. The businesses, big and small, having to make impossible decisions about everything from staffing to delivery. We've talked about restaurants, we've talked about things. Well, Libby Wilson, this is the Oakwood Nurseries, and she's been forced to close her business in recent weeks. Oakwood Nurseries. Libby joins me now. We forget, I'll be honest. I think about restaurants and bars and the places I might go to, but this is showing us this very deep root into the economy. How are you coping, love?
Oh, well, I'm not. I'm a small to medium-sized business. I've got, 20 girls work for me. I look after about 100 families, about 120 children. And we were told last Wednesday to shut our doors, and that was that.
So if you then have to let your staff go, and obviously you have no income coming in and you have the rent or mortgage on the property, how are you going to balance it? Are you going to take advantage of the British government's plan, for example, to pay wages or to help with grants?
Yes, I am. They've got a wage scheme called the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, and I will have to take advantage of that. Now, that seems like a wonderful scheme, and it is. But being a business owner, you have to be pragmatic, and being a government, you've got to be pragmatic. It isn't all that it's cracked up to be. They want us to look after the key worker children, for example, the doctors, the nurses, the police force. And if I open my doors to look after those children, I can't access the wage scheme. And if I open my doors to those children, I would make a massive loss.
I see. I hadn't realised. So you're caught between... So they won't sort of pay... Basically, they won't pay you to keep those wages, but even though you're bringing in fewer children. Is that right? That's
right. There's about 10% of the workforce in the UK that would classify as key worker, or the children are vulnerable. They're
right.
In care, etc. And I have at one of my settings, I've got 70 children on roll, and I've got 7 children that are key workers, or parents of key workers.
Right,
now, if I have those children, I would make a loss of about £1,000 a month.
Is it keeping you up at night?
Yes, it is. Very much so.
I'm not laughing when I say that, but I just know that at the end of the day with these sort of crises, you know, we can talk about it for hours and hours, Libby, but at the end of the day, it's when you put your head on the pillow and you're suddenly there, and you wake up in the morning and the problem's still there. How are you coping?
Well, I mean, the government is, I believe, it's looking after the big boys. Right. And you had Lord King on before. He was talking about the big loans that are out there. They're for the big boys. I think it was Napoleon that said that Britain is a nation of shopkeepers, and we are. We're all thousands, tens of thousands
right.
of small businesses up and down the country, and it's us that are going to struggle.
Libby, when it's over, we'll talk again. Show me some pictures of the nursery in full throttle. I've no doubt you're going to weather this storm in one shape or another. Thank you, Libby.